how to cut the micro SIM card into a Nano SIM for an immediate use on your Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. So here, if you are using the SIM card on your Galaxy S4 or S5 and you want to go to the Samsung Galaxy S6, it uses a new Nano SIM. It is a lot smaller, as you can see. There it is. So it's smaller than the micro SIM. And what you need to do is you're going to need to cut it. There is a tool that you can buy that can punch in. It will make the perfect size. But if you don't want to wait for the tools, if you don't want to go to your provider to get the SIM because they might be too far, the shop is too far away and you live in a country town, for example, then this is a good way to cut it down and use it immediately. So the S6 and the Edge both uses a very small SIM, which is a Nano SIM. You can see here there is a SIM tray and you put the SIM card right in. So what we do is we just cut it down. Now you can see here on the, I'll show you so you can see real close. Now you can see here at the bottom there is pretty much right up to the metal edge. Then on the right hand side here, it basically is just a 1mm of that white plastic going around the gold contact. The same as the top, there is only a 1mm gap, and also on the left hand side here, it seems to be a little bit bigger than the right hand side, but still very small. So just using your eye, I'm showing you right here, and by using your eye you probably can just cut it and don't need to use the tools. And there's a small angle that you need to cut across at the top left. So there it is. So you simply just need to cut it like this and you should be able to fit it into the SIM tray. So what we do is we're just going to give it a try. So when holding the SIM card, make sure you hold it in the right directions. You don't want to cut it this way and cut the corners off here. Then later you're going to find out that it is wrong. So make sure that the angle is facing the same way. So here is your micro and here's the Nano. So make sure the micro card corner is also going the same direction as that one, and then we can start cutting. So by holding it at the same directions, we can now cut at the top here. We can start from the right side. So I'm just going to leave it a little bit of white space. Don't cut it too close because later, if it's too big, we can always cut it down again later. So there it is. So then we try to cut it across here. And then probably just a small tiny bit on the corner. And then by just looking at this one, we're trying to trim it down a little bit more at the end here, just so that it fits right on the metal contact bit. So make sure you hold it carefully. It probably helps if you have a sharper scissors. So I'm just cutting it around the edge here, and then finally just on the left hand side. So I'm just going to turn it around to make it easier. So remember the directions that you cut, and then cut at the corner. Yeah, so you want to cut it the same as this one. So here is the original SIM. So here I'm placing it one on top of another so you can see it. You see it fit quite nice. Even at the tops here, matches. Even at the corner. So we'll give it a test. So let's put it into the SIM tray and see if it fit. So you're going to have to be placed face down. So you can see here, it's still a bit too big at the bottom. but never mind, if it's too big we can always try to trim it down a little. So I try to cut it in a little bit more. Careful not to touch the metal, the gold metal part. If you're running out of space, you can always cut it at the top. So there it is. So we try to put it back in here again. So you can see it just fit in, but maybe if we just cut it a little bit more at the top, and it should fit in nicely. So we try to clean up at the top here. Okay. So there you go, you can see it fits perfectly in the SIM tray. Maybe still a little bit too big on the side here, but we can just cut a little bit off. It is a tedious task. It's not something that you can do in 5 seconds, but it's not also, it doesn't take an hour, so you probably just a few minutes. If you've got a really good hand skill, you probably can do it in 30 seconds. So there you go, you can see it fits quite nice, and we can just pops it in at the top, like so. And there you go. So that's how you can trim down your micro SIM card into a nano SIM card, and for an immediate use on your iPhone, not on your iPhone, on your Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. And that's it. Thank you for watching this video.